What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Thank you for being here today with me, Sara Delansig, on the Keeping It Real Estate podcast. And so I have some housekeeping items that we'll go through really quick. Just want to double check that my mic is on the right thing and everything is working properly. Okay. So I was on a really fun podcast recently with Dan Gomer, who I have met several times at the events for EXP, like EXP Con and, shareholders and Build and all those fun conferences and stuff. And so he is putting together a podcast called Leaders Gotta Lead, which totally reminds me of the Captain Gotta Teach stuff from Guardians of the Galaxy. So if you are a Marvel nerd, then you will know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, you might think I'm a nerd, which I don't mind. We're keeping it real. So anyway, Leaders Gotta Lead. This podcast was so much fun, and really important. So I'm hoping I can get him connected so that he can also be part of these as well, and hopefully we'll have him on the show eventually as well. In addition to that, I have another guest that I would like to have on the show, who I've also met at these events, but first, met through EXP Workplace and stuff like that, is Devonte Blow, who is a speaker at a lot of the events that I go to, as well as he wrote this book called Just One Layup, which is really funny to me because I started reading it and the guy is like super super private, but this book is all about his life and about how he made it in real estate and things like that. I'm not super far into it yet, but so far I feel like we're kindred spirits, and that's pretty impressive. So I'm excited to have him on because there's a lot of tools in here that are really helpful for real estate agents at any level, which is what this is all about. So yeah. So eventually we're gonna have him come on, and I might use some of his framework from the book for what we're going to talk about today. But I also did have, if I can find it, just bear with me if I'm a little scattered. My internet was out for a really long time yesterday, so I didn't get to prepare as much as I wanted to. But okay. So anyways, we're going to have him on at some point, and then if I have time, I am also going to try to find some of the other things that will help us dial in this topic today, which is also we're going to be doing adaptable agents, or the adaptable agent. And I was trying to decide what the main theme is, but it kind of comes down to I mean, just being adaptable. So it's an overall thing, but I think it's like controlling the controllables, like controlling what you can control, right? Which is something that we always hear, but it's so important in business. It's so important in real estate, especially with all the freedom that we're given as real estate agents to make our own schedule and to do the things that we need to do at the times that we need to do them, right? And so being able to push ourselves out of our comfort zones, you know, not procrastinate, not chase shiny objects, all of these things that I've talked about before. I kind of want to tie those in together so that we can make something really beautiful so that you guys can go into 2025 with a plan on how to push yourself to growth, right? And not be scared of it. Because I have admitted that I have been scared of growth at times just because of all of the I feel like restraints, but at the same time, as I grow, I feel like I'm given, like my business grows, it's not as restrained as I feared, right? So I'm starting to learn my lessons about that as well. So I am becoming, less fearful of growth. And so, and especially with this topic, because if I can find the video, I'm going to try to play this quick clip of a video I watched yesterday. So let me do that really quick. Let me pull it up and play it from the beginning. And then while I'm doing that, I will try to talk at the same time about another event that I'm going to be speaking at next week with the 4 street text. Oh, see, now I have to switch my YouTube account or it's not going to be in my history. So next week there is, I think it's called the fourth quarter blitz, but I'm not really sure. Kind of got added last minute. So, and I've been so busy with everything else going on in my life, that I haven't been able to make it to the Street Text Masterminds as much as I want to. But they invited me to speak a week from today. So today is December 4th, 2024, in case you're listening to this later. So it will be December 11th. Yes, that's right, at 11 a.m. Pacific. And if you are wondering how to get access to it, you're going to have to hit me up on social. If you're here live and you want to know or anything like that, or if you're listening to this before it actually happens. But I'm sure there will be on their YouTube channel or something like that. There will probably be a recording. So you could definitely find that. All right. So this is what I want to play. This little video from Simon Sinek about, it just started playing in my ear, about how to adapt to changing times. So this is kind of, it's 4 years old, but I was listening to this clip. It's just a few minutes. I probably won't play the whole thing. But I was like, okay, this really kind of describes what I really want to talk about, which is like businesses not willing to adapt, and some of the points that he makes and some of the other things that I learned are really important. So here we go. Let's share sound. Let's share screen. And let's see if we can do this. Make it big so you don't have to see all the stuff on the sides. By the way, YouTube without ads, so worth it.
This profession is going, you have the great advantage that there are other professions that have gone through this before you, and you can see what they've done in right and wrong. And you can see other industries as well, how they've screwed it up. So for example, and it's because they waited for the change to happen, as opposed to grabbing the bull by the horns, right?
As long as one is, no big deal.
Right. And so for example, why is it that Netflix invented Netflix and not the movie and television industry? It's because the movie and television industry were protecting their old business model and literally ignorant of the fact that the world was changing around them. You know, the Netflix had this new subscription model, and it was a small company. Blockbuster, which was the 800-pound gorilla, like, you remember when we used to get DVDs in the mail? So like they knew streaming was coming. They just didn't, it just wasn't there yet. And so the CEO of Blockbuster went to the board and said, I think we should explore subscription, because this little thing called Netflix is onto something that's going to happen when the technology gets better. And the board wouldn't let him change the business model to subscription because they made 12% of their revenues from late fees. And look what happened. Blockbuster does not exist, except for one store in Northern Canada. And Netflix is the dominant force in television and movies. Why is it that a computer company invented iTunes and not the music industry? Is because they saw the change coming, and the music industry was still trying to protect selling albums in stores, because they saw their customer as Tower Records and HMV, whereas iTunes, Apple, saw the customer as the person who actually buys and listens to the music. Why is it that Amazon invented Amazon and the e-reader, and publishing industry did not even invent the Kindle? Like, it's because they're too busy protecting the old business model. So I think if you go down this route of protectionism, of protecting what we have and staving off change, you are signing your own death warrant. And if it's not your death warrant, your business is going to become way more difficult, and another firm or another that may be completely outside your profession. Remember, iTunes, Netflix, all of these were companies completely outside their own industry. In other words, they couldn't even figure out which one of you it's going to be, because it won't be any of you. It might be a software company that'll completely eviscerate your profession. And so I think to be the one that says, okay, it won't be the way it was. We can't defend the way it was, and we're going to have to imagine, what if we were to invent our industry now, knowing nothing? What would we do? And again, this goes back to the question of why. Well, why did you get into the industry in the first place? Did you get into this profession because you because your parents told you to and you can make a good living. You're not going to be the innovator. You know, did you get in this industry because you love math? You know, you're not going to be the innovator. Did you get into this industry and do you love this industry when you really get to help people re-understand and reimagine how to build an organization? Because when you can understand the language of mathematics, when you can understand the language of a balance sheet, as clearly as you can understand the language of cultural change, it's kind of like that, right? It's the rational and the emotional. And we said it before, which is the numbers are only half a picture of the health of the business. And if you got into this industry to be of service to human beings who are trying to do bigger things for themselves, for their families, for society, for their customers, you might be onto something. So the question is, what value do you offer to the people who buy your product? Now, how would you do that in this new changing day and age? And literally ignore whatever was, because it's irrelevant.
Okay. So he's talking to a different industry. I'm guessing it was, I don't know, probably programmers, or I'm not even sure what industry he was talking to, but I still found what he was talking about to be like really inspiring, motivating, helps you to look inward, put a mirror up, and say, why is it that I got into real estate? I've told you guys my why. It was kind of like I was kind of finding myself, figuring out where am I meant to be. I've always been this person that's like where I'm meant to be, because when I have the belief behind what I'm doing, when I have the conviction behind what I'm doing, then I know it can push me through the days that I don't want to do certain things, and and push me out of my comfort zone. So when you're passionate, that's why it's so important to be passionate about what you're doing. And that's why he was talking about, why did you get into the industry that you're into? And he was giving examples for whatever that industry was, right? But it comes back to your heart, where your belief is, what motivates you, your why, right? And I have my why in front of me all the time on a sticky note. And I'll be honest with you guys, like my values have changed. Not my values have changed, but like my view on certain things have changed. Like, I used to think that like you were put on this earth and to do one specific thing and you had to walk that path. And when I came to a situation where that path, like that I was walking, which was to become a teacher. I wanted to teach psychology to high school students. And there was no option after I got my degree in psychology. There was no option to go down a teaching path for psychology. You are a different type of teacher, and then you teach psychology on the side. So you had to endorse in a different subject. And I didn't want to do that. I had already spent so much money. And then I had to do another 2 to 3 years in a subject I didn't really care about, just to be a psychology teacher. And I probably would have done it had it not been a difficult time in my life. And so then I got into real estate kind of haphazardly, but more like divinely appointed, I'll say. And it led me into a situation where, although I did things very differently from what was being taught in sales and all of that kind of thing, like I sold real estate coaching, but I like quickly rose to this level because of my integrity, because of the way that I viewed the coaching that we had, and like because of my conviction and everything. And so it kind of my attitude and my beliefs and my conviction changed the people around me as well. And I think it's kind of changed that way for every job, that I've been at, that I'm really, really passionate about. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is that passion equates everything. So if you aren't sure what that is, well, then luckily, like I was talking about earlier, this book might help you. And I want to have him on the show. He doesn't even know. Like, well, he does know. We talked about it when we were coming back from EXPCon, but um, I I need to get in touch with him, and I'm not sure when I'll have him on the show, but hopefully soon. But he is a big speaker all across the country, so we'll find him and we'll try to do it. I'll let you know. But there are some really good questions. So the cool thing about this book so far is that at the end of each chapter, He has reflection questions. And I think these are really important for agents and any entrepreneurs or anyone to ask themselves these questions. Like, where are you right now in your career path? I'm just going to read some of them. Where are you right now in your career path? What is working and what isn't working for you, right? Take a moment, write out a list of 3 to 5 people who are honest with you and call you out when you need it. If you don't have anyone in your life like that right now, identify a local organization where you can meet driven, like-minded people. I think that's easier said than done sometimes. But also for myself, like, and I'm not saying I don't have these people because I have people, but I want to meet more people, right? And I'm like, I got to go to like yoga and like do meditation and certain things like that to find like my people, my tribe right now. And I just have not been doing it. So that's on me. I'm going to put it on me. So maybe it is easier, but I'm just not, maybe I've been lazy with it. Okay. What signs in your current career or life situation might be indicating it's time for a change? And what fears or hesitations are you experiencing that might be holding you back from making a necessary change? So again, this is Just One Layup by Devontae Blow, amazing real estate agent and a friend of mine, national speaker and all of that. So, and like I was saying, my why is like right in front of me on a sticky note. So there you have it. Okay, so a lot of the things, sticky keys, I don't know how that just turned on. A lot of the things that I want to talk about are like how to adapt to the changing times, like the guy was just saying, right? So let me pull up my notes for this, but I did have a lot of them that were in this. And okay, so after I listened to this, because this was really only like 4 minutes or something, I went and listened to more similar things because it gave me inspiration for like how we can all help each other and like get out of our comfort zone. And how is it exactly that you like figure these things out, which is led me to the book and other things. But I listened to another one where they were talking about how Napster was created technically illegally. And I don't know if you guys know what Napster is, but I'm 42 years old. And so Napster was amazing. And my family was like big time, like computer nerds, programmers, and internet, and like back when dial-up was a thing. And Napster, oh my gosh, it would take like 3 days to download an album, but once you had it, and it was awesome. So I don't know why this keeps popping up, but so anyways, it was actually built illegally, but like this guy was saying, Simon, he was like, why do you think that the music industry didn't didn't come over to Napster or invent it, right? They were stuck doing the thing that they were holding on to, and they were not letting anything to help them, like everything around them was telling them to change, and they were not listening to it, right? They weren't paying attention to those things. So you got to pay attention to the signs and the signals around you. So use some of the framework of the questions to really get to know what are you doing. And if this industry isn't for you, it's okay to pivot, right? It's okay to say this isn't for me. Maybe you didn't get into it for the right reasons, or maybe you were like me and you were just following whatever you felt like, wherever you felt led, right? And I don't think that, I mean, had it not been kind of a miraculous path for me, I don't think like I would have ever chose real estate. It really wasn't where I was headed. Like I said, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to do other things. But circumstances dictated that I made a change, and I did. And y'all can do it too if you have to. I think it's most important that you follow what you really care about, because that will get you out of bed in the morning. Okay, so any questions about any of that? Because I do also have, as per usual, a call recording. Oh, my point about Napster, in case I got off track on that, just really quick, is that it was bought legitimately, even though it was started as an illegal company. So somebody eventually bought Napster. I don't know if it was a record label or who it was. But I thought that was a funny point. I'm like, oh, it was started illegally and everything like that. But and there's a really good documentary about it. It's called How Music Got Free. by an Eminem, and I don't know, it said like another basketball player put it together, but I don't remember him being in it. But Eminem is definitely in it. It's on Netflix. So How Music Got Free, if you guys want to check that out. Pretty cool. Okay. So how do we adapt in our business so we don't get stuck? That's a great question. That's the whole point of this. And I will tell you some of the ways that you adapt is when something is not working, you pay attention and you start to look at what is working. Okay. Too many people get stuck in that situation where they're like, I've been doing this, just like Blockbuster was like, oh, hey, no, we're not going to switch to subscription services, even though that's the future. The internet is a thing that's not going away anytime soon, and speeds get faster. And now look at us. Here I am, able to stream live on video, play other videos, talk to people live, chat with you live like this. I can run a whole business like this. People can teach. My son is taking driver's ed, which I never thought would be possible online. Okay. Like I thought I was going to have to drive him to the driver's ed place every weekend at 10 a.m. Right. But no, it's all on Zoom. I mean, he does have to go there to schedule drives, but those are different times. So, I mean, this is incredible. So you have to pay attention to the things that are working and aren't working, and pivot and adjust and see how you can bring those in. So that's my advice on that. There's a lot more we could get into. And there was another video with Layla Hermosi talking about when you aren't sure, or like you don't want to do something, which real estate agents don't want to do, like follow up, which is why my business was pretty much created. But and she asked herself these questions, which I was going to write down, but like I said, I did not have internet all day yesterday. For so many hours, which was crazy. But I wanted to write down like how she did it, because it was kind of like, okay, will this thing make future Sara? So like for me, will whatever I'm trying to put off, will it make future Sara better off or worse off? Right. So if you will follow-up calls make future Debbie better or worse, right? And if you look at it that way, then it might help you to understand what, kind of push you out of your comfort zone, maybe make you want to do it, right? Not necessarily. You could always hire somebody else to do the things you don't want to do. But I tend to find that people that won't do something at all have other areas of their life where they are too tepid, or not tepid. There's a word, but it's not tepid, but they're too shy to basically, pull the trigger and do what they need to. That's not a good analogy, but you know what I mean. Okay. So with that being said, there's just about a few minutes left. So I'm going to go ahead and play this call recording. I had this call. It wasn't the greatest call, but it wasn't a bad call. So I'm going to play it and so you guys can hear what it sounds like real, like a real convo. And I always like to do that so that people can see that it's it's not that hard. You just have to have conversations. You don't need to be super professional. So I'm going to share this call with the sound. Share. Here it goes. Some stuff is bleeped out for privacy reasons, just so you guys know.
Hello.
Hi, is this Camila?
Yes.
Hi there. My name is Sara. That sounds strange, but I work with the Sam Grosser real estate team, and I think you requested a list of like 3-bedroom townhomes for sale in Houston. Does that sound familiar?
I probably have online a listing. I probably have.
Okay, did you get the list okay in your email? Sometimes it goes to spam.
I don't know if I did.
Okay, are you looking to buy a home or are you looking to rent a home?
I was just looking for right now. It would probably be to buy, but not right now. But I wanted to look and see what they had.
Oh, okay.
But I don't see anything in my spam. I don't know when it will be sent.
It looks like it was sent around the 3rd. So it went to name at yahoo.com.
Oh, that's probably why it's the other email.
Oh, okay. Is there a different one you want me to change it to?
Okay, it could change it to at gmail.com.
Perfect. Gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and is there I know you're not looking to buy right now, but what in a perfect world are you thinking in the next
year.
next year?
This next year. Yeah.
Okay, and do you happen to know like how many beds, how many baths, what your budget might be, what area?
I'm still looking forwards with the area, deciding the area, but at least 3 bedrooms.
Need a 3-bedroom home. Do you want to stay like around Houston or like within 30 minutes of Houston or?
That I still haven't decided yet. Say again.
Are you from Houston or the or surrounding areas?
No, I've lived out here for 19 years, but I'm not from Houston. I'm from Louisiana. The 19 years. Yeah.
Oh my God, like 2005 when the hurricane hit? Yeah. Oh my God.
2005. Yeah. I came in 2000, the end of 2005. I came, and I've been ever since. But now I live in the the Houston's the downtown area right now, but I've lived, around the city.
Okay.
I just not sure. I want it to be somewhere where the houses are not like close up together. Like I wanted to maybe look for something that's a little bit country.
That is a little more country without neighbors nearby.
Not too many neighbors. You know,
That sounds good. We can look for something like that. Is there would you be a first time home buyer by any chance?
yes, I would be a first time home buyer.
Awesome. Well, that is exciting. Do you happen, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. Do you happen to have like a realtor in the family or anybody you plan on using when the time comes?
No, I mean I have realtors and stuff that's family, but no, I haven't, anyone that I plan on, using. No.
Okay, cool. I don't want to step on toes just in case. Um, so yeah, we can set up a search for you for 3-bedroom homes. Is there like how much home do you think you could afford so that we don't send you everything from like 0 to 2 million, 3 million?
Oh no, don't send 2 million. Not that. I mean, nah, not 2 million. I would say maybe in the 300s.
Looking. Okay. Like up to 300K or up to 350.
I would say 350K.
Okay, let's go there. Under 350. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna set this up with the email you gave me, and then I work for Sam Grosser's real estate team in Houston, and I'll just text you his info too, just in case you see something you like, because it does take quite a few months to find a home and get under contract and do all the fun stuff and talk to a lender and da 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 da. So we'll be able to help you out with all of that and hopefully get you some first time home buyer concessions and maybe get you into your first home soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a Hamila, right?
It's Jamila.
Jamila. Okay, Jamila. All right, I don't want to pronounce it wrong. All right, Jamila. Well, we'll set this up and we'll be in touch and hopefully hear from you soon.
Okay, thank you. No problem.
Thanks. Have a great day.
All right, bye.
Okay, so that call was like a pretty average call. That's pretty common call. Um, she was kind of like, I don't know if I got it, kind of like not really like, yeah, I remember, she wasn't like excited about it. It didn't seem like to me, I was kind of like, oh, this isn't gonna go where I want it to, right? But the more I talked to her, like I kind of just, I'm like, I totally get it. I have to relate because we've all been that person on the other line of a call, right? Where we've all been that person where somebody's job is to call us and try to sell us something or try to get us to sign up for something or try to help us with whatever it is we're looking for, right? Not necessarily sell something, but like my purpose to call these people is because they wanted information on houses. Like they requested a list of homes. I think she requested a list of homes, like probably one level homes, because that's the kind of ad he was running at the time. It may have been a custom listing ad. She may have clicked on one of his listings. I can't remember. I don't remember what I said at the beginning, but it was in the beginning of the call. So basically, I'm like, hey, did you get that list in your email? Da, 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 right? And she's kind of like, I don't know, right? Like she was just like, what? I don't know. And I kind of laughed it off because I'm like, okay, well, I hear that all the time. I get it, I get it. So I just try to empathize and put myself in their shoes. When I'm making these calls, I never make them from a place of like a real estate agent. Okay. I am a real estate agent. Yes, I do want to, you know, help them get into a home, but is that like I'm not going to take no for an answer? Absolutely not. Okay. I will take no for an answer. I do it all the time. I don't care. You can hang up on me. You can say whatever you want to me. Fine, on to the next one. At least I don't have to call you again. There are people that I've been calling for 2 years or over 2 years in some cases every month. And I keep telling them, hey, if you're no longer looking for homes, all you got to do is just tell me to stop, right? Like this doesn't have to be a thing where I have to keep leaving you voicemails and sending you text messages and trying to find out. Now, every once in a while, they'll be like, actually, I still am, right? Or actually, I am now, or whatever the case may be. So I keep doing it, but I still give them the opportunity, especially after it's been like 6+ months, to opt out, right? Which is a whole thing that we also have to do pretty soon. Um, is there a place I can hear your calls? Yes. So Suma, thank you. I appreciate that. I I love, I love sharing this stuff because I know that it's not necessarily out there in the way that I have it. And I would actually love to turn this into a platform where I could make calls for you guys like live and you could watch it. At the same time, I don't know how I could get that done what without sharing really personal details. Like with the call that I do share, with any of the calls that I share, I have to get permission from the real estate agent. I have to get permission from the person I'm talking to. So, so I have to do all that. But all of these calls are on the recordings of these, which you can find on the YouTube channel for Agent Power Huddle and their website, which is, I think it's theagentcollective.com. Okay, yeah. Yeah, or agentpowerhuddle.com, theagentcollective.com. So, and then it's on YouTube. So if you just search my name on YouTube and put Agent Power Huddle, you'll find it. Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. So that is all I really have for today. I think there was one other thing. I have a quote that I found I was just looking at this magazine, which is another thing to always be adapting in the industry, always be learning. Okay. Always, I almost threw this away. And then I pulled it out of my recycling and I was like, I'm actually going to read that because that looks interesting. Because this says make bold moves. So anyways, this thing about transformation is about being true to you. This was a letter from the editor of Success Magazine. And there's this part that I really like. And she said, so what happens in that moment when your intuition, your destiny, pulls you onto the right path? It's not just about changing external circumstances, but fundamentally altering your internal landscape, thoughts, beliefs, habits, and perspectives. This can only be defined as transformation, an evolution that touches every aspect of our being, from how we see ourselves to how we interact with the world around us. This is so true. And if you're not paying attention to the thoughts that you think and the words that you say, you got to start doing this. Yeah, it is so powerful. And I will recommend again, Jesse Itzler. Just look him up. He does a lot of things, but the words you speak matter. If you look up Jesse Itzler and the words you speak matter, I think you should find a really good YouTube video where he talks about it. And he does it different ways, but he did do it at EXPCon. And Suma, I can actually find this for you really quick, but we can go ahead and play the outro, but Suma, stay right here and I will post this YouTube video with Jesse Itzler for you. Or Suma, are you with EXP Realty? Yeah. Okay. So I can send it to you in Workplace because it's a better video and you can watch the one that is in the whole video of the first day of EXPCon. So I'll send it to you on Workplace. Yes. All right. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.